Welcome to the Selling in the Motor Trade podcast, in association with Simco Training. This is the weekly podcast where we share best practice, tips and ideas on how to sell more cars, improve your service department, and generally put more profit into your dealership or dealer group. I'm your host, Simon Bowkett. Now, some of you probably already know me as Skippy. I would start by saying thank you for taking the time to listen to this podcast.
Right off the bat.
Listen, Elise, you are well known in the States. People know who you are. You've been out there for a long, long time. People in Europe who might not know you, can you tell us a little bit about your time at Sunset Honda? Because this is where, when I first come across you, you had videos everywhere on your own YouTube channel. And what I loved is you would say, hi, John, hi, David, hi, Bill, whoever it was. And I'd autoplay. And it's like, how many cars is this girl selling? Tell us about your time at Sunset Honda.
It was my first walk into internet sales. So, working with customers through a computer versus my first 2 years down at the Ford dealership or on the front line. So it was my first experience with that. And naturally, I've kind of joked, I've always been into, even way before the car business, I've just always been a geek with video, right?
Mm-hmm.
So like, who else has just a camcorder for fun? Well, I did, right? And the videos back then, I can slice, I can edit. I edited on a PC computer. It was before I went Mac, and using like Windows MovieMaker like 2.0 or like one of the right. And it was like a camcorder, and but I could do it in like 5 minutes because I had been using this Windows MovieMaker program for a few years at that point, right? Since like 2004. So I could edit it pretty quick. And but I started to realize, especially when I broke out into training salespeople how to edit videos, and that's at this point, it's the year like 2015. So, and I'm realizing that's not the average car salesperson, at least, like, to be able to have that skill set down, right? But now we're in the year 2020, almost 2023, and
so smartphones, it's there. It's just
there's all these apps that like people. I don't have a TikTok. Like I have one, but I deleted it because I was like, I can see how addicting it can get.
Okay.
Very clever in the sense. I mean, but that's because it's the stuff that I teach, though, like in the sense of a video to a customer, unless it's like a long distance customer where you have to like fully show them specific, like a full in detail walk around on a car.
Mm-hmm.
If it's just like a video to the customer, it should be 45 seconds max, like 30 seconds ideally, right? It's like the ultimate sales pitch.
So listen, can I quickly ask you then about video? You said 30 seconds, 45 seconds.
Yeah.
I believe, and tell me, do you think I'm right here, that the personalized video should be selling the salesperson? It should be selling the dealership. And too often I see these videos, they're feature dumps. They're going on for 5 minutes sometimes, where it's like, this car has got the 20-inch alloy wheels. This car has got the active lane departure warning system. This car has got, and it's like, no, Elise, the customers know that because they've done all the research anyway. That's why they're calling. Am I on the right track with that?
Yeah, I've always fine-tuned, and it's not the same message that I said in my videos back in the early like 2009 days to 2004. Like it's always kind of getting modified, right, as times progress. And my my most recent way of doing video, and it also comes down to like, if you can to be able to scale it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because making a video, you don't even 5 minutes is just like a long time. Like when you get good on the phone, I'm like, 5 minutes to make a video is just like too long, right?
But the customer doesn't want to watch it.
Right. So and it's so you got to figure out, like, how can I make an efficient video in a quick, easy way And a lot of it has to do with what you're saying in the video to get the reply back, right? If I always, same thing with video, with anything else that I teach, if it works so well, show me a screenshot where a customer, replied like recently and said, wow, that was like fantastic, not necessarily just a play. So the heartbreaking part is like through the last decade, I've made probably like 1.5 trillion videos to the consumers, right? And there was nothing more heartbreaking than like going out in rain and snow and sun and doing a lot of these video initial messages just to get the customer to respond to me. And then like they would watch it and then they didn't. Or even worse, they would watch it and then like say, oh, like we bought elsewhere, and be like, okay, well that was like
yeah,
I just made you a mixtape, right?
yeah.
So now, to scale it, what I do is I have different versions of like just pre-sliced video, pre-sliced together videos, right? And in the 30 to 45 seconds, you are branding yourself, but you're also almost making it like you're making it the same message that you would say on like your voicemail, for example, which is a transcription, and the same message that you're maybe asking over text, and the same similar message that you're asking over email. And whatever you're asking in this video, right, it can't be something that's going to get, even if you're the nicest, most non-threatening salesperson. And I'll even say, like, sometimes I think females have that advantage, right? Like,
yeah.
I go a step further where it's like whatever I'm asking the customers to do, which is to take their fingertips and like reply something back and hit send. Like it's it has to be something that is instinctual, like something that I'm gonna get a call to action on, but something that's instinctual. And more importantly, also not going to give them like any trust issues of like, oh no, that's like too much for me to respond to, or it's not something that they're in agreement with. So for example, if it was a customer that wanted a quote maybe on a car, I would have either a pre-sliced video or just a video where what I'm saying in the video is hi Simon, right? It's personalized. Elise over here at ABC Motors. Hey, I saw you were doing some pricing research on this 2022 Chevy Silverado. I wanted to be sure to line up the figures properly. Can you let me know if this is this is the correct vehicle? Auto populating. You can call me back at the store and I just gave you a buzz, or just reply to this text or email and let me know. I'm looking forward to helping out. And that same message I'm saying over the voicemail as well, and over text, right? And it's kind of bulletproof in the sense of, because I'm not asking the customer anything that's going to cause them anxiety, right? Which is a lot of times why they don't respond in the moment. It's not, whatever you're asking them has to be in alignment. Like a customer can't come back to me and go, I just wanted a price, gosh golly. Like,
yeah. There's nothing wrong to, yeah.
Right. So the way that I scale it though is like, if you can make a video and then I use an app, it's on both Android and iPhone. It's called CapCut, and it allows you to make like templates. So you make your videos, your templates, and then you can voice over pre-made video that you've made, right? So it can come off personal. Like it's crazy. I normally will show a dealer or show a salesperson a video and they'd be like, ooh, and ah. And then I said, but let me show you another one, right? And it's the same footage, right?
Yeah.
Same footage. But
it's
like
scalable.
Yes. Because if you figure if so much of the editing and this app called CapCut, it's the only I used to use one called Splice, but it was like a subscription, and that was kind of annoying. Like
we use Splice, yeah.
And I love Splice, but CapCut's free, and so I wanted something like for just that way it's not like, oh, I gotta pay like $2.99 a month. I think that's what Splice. It's like, no, this is free, right?
Yeah.
So but the concept of being able to have templates of pre-made footage and you can voice over to scale it, because now at that point you've made video editing turn into the same amount of time that you make a voicemail, right?
And then that's going to get done.
And it's personal, like, or it seems personal. If you can, it's interesting to me, the concept of if you can make something that how are they going to know? They're not like, you wouldn't have known it was a template or that it was like pre-recorded in any way unless
they're going to buy 3 cars in a month.
Right.
Yeah.
So, but you do those things so that you can save time, because that's, ain't nobody got time even for 5 minutes especially if you get a ton of leads.
Well,
So
it's so true, because I wanted to ask you about video, because we know that response time is very important for that internet lead, that digital lead, okay? Because the clock starts ticking, I believe, when someone else, another dealer, your competitor, has got back to them. If they get back to them within 5 minutes and you're still not there in 20 minutes, hey, you look crap in comparison. But then I wanted to say we got to do these. In Europe, See It Now is a great video provider, but by the time a salesperson finds that car, digs it out, goes and does the video, finds a battery charger to charge the battery because it's got a flat battery.
Right.
They do the video. At least they redo the video because their colleague was in the background giving them the fingers. They have to redo the video again. They finally send it through to them. You can't do that in 5-10 minutes. So consequently, the videos either don't get done. So I want to get your views. Do you contact them straight away? When do you get the video? I think you're answering the question there. You've got to scale it to get to them as quick as.
I just have my web, like when I'm doing it in store, or even when I've done it remotely, I'm not even at the store. I just show my screen. Like I'll have because the video isn't to sell the car, right? If it's so something, if my message is, hey, I want to make sure to get you the right figures. If it's an introductory where you're asking a very easy instinctual question and you kind of want to visualize what you're saying, which is like, is this right? Right. So I have no problem. It's just like from my phone, I'm showing my screen of what is auto populating on my end. If it's a trade-in, hey, a lot of times the certificate that you received or the value of your whatever their trade-in vehicle, 2007 Chevy Malibu, a lot of times it's incorrect. I want to make sure to get you the maximum value. Can you let me know is this showing up right? You don't need to go out and chase the car down and everything like that. And these are all things that I did very early on. And I hate to say maybe because I didn't know better, but it's taken me, it's a skill set in the sense of what's the best way to use video and not have to spend a lot of time doing it and for it to work, right? For the customer to reply without all the headache of like all the things that you just mentioned.
But also it's evolved so much. And I got to tell you a story. I got all excited about your videos. Now, this must have been 9 years ago. It was Sean or Jim Ziegler. I'm not sure who it was. I come back to a Nissan dealership just outside of London. I got all excited about video. I said, right, take my iPad, do a video of that car. We're going to send it through on, I believe it was the app iJot or something like that back then. It would have been iJot, I think. And this guy done the video and we went through some of the steps to do. Little things like this used car's been in our workshop. One of our senior technicians has checked 145 points, talking about the condition of the car. And we bought this in trade in a lovely couple that bought the last 4 Nissans from us. So all this stuff. And this poor lad did the worst video you've ever seen. He just said, used car check. We know the car from the start. It was just horrendous. He come back to me all proud. I've done the video. I looked at it, I thought, oh no, that's not what I mean. But don't worry, we'll do another one before we send it. He said, I've already sent it to the customer. And I'm like, okay, right. Next time, this is what we meant. Okay. And at least I got egg all over my face because as I'm doing it, the customer emails back and says, wow, no one else has done that for me. That's exactly what I want. And he sold the car. But here's this point. That was 9 years ago. Who was doing video 9 years ago in the UK? No one. Who's doing video now? Everyone. So it has to evolve. It has to evolve. It has to be better.
Absolutely. I mean, video now, there's even just the social media apps utilize video, have video editing, textability and things that you once back in the day you had to have a computer and Windows MovieMaker and a memory card reader and so many more steps. And I think, but really the first step to video is just to if for anybody that isn't doing video, it's like you got to just do it. It's kind of like public speaking. You just have to do it, and you're going to get better and more comfortable on it, and realize that almost like the beauty of it is that no person is like perfect on video, right? It's the customer responded to that crazy because it makes you human, right? You're humanizing yourself. So that's a huge part of it too, especially when you're trying to break a stereotype, like as a car salesperson.
Well, the thing we have over here, I know a lot of our clients will know that we fight against this all the time, but we have salespeople in their hundreds that don't want to show their face. Oh, I never show my face there. Oh, I can't show my face. I'll just show the car. And it's like, fuck off. They're going to see you when they pick the car up. People buy people, right? You've got to show your face. That's what makes it different. That's where you're selling yourself first, not the car. And that's one of my bugbears, where you've got to start with your face.
It's, well, I get a sense as well, you know, from the customer perspective, to get a personalized video and to see somebody that's going to that much effort and giving that much value to you, right? And to see them put themselves out there on video, when that customer on the other end is like watching it on their phone and thinking like, is this for real? Like, that's pretty gutsy. Like, I couldn't, you know, because they're probably insecure. The customer's probably insecure about being on video too. So it's like they see somebody like doing something that like they just see the value in and can like appreciate, right? Because they're not, because a lot of times most customers would be like, wow, that takes a lot to do that, right? That's not something that most people would do, but the first step is you just gotta do it. Like
public speaking, you hit the nail on the head. Just gotta start doing it. So that brings me into,
and we're all flawed, like we are. That's
I know I am definitely. That just leaves me to say that all details of this episode and other episodes on the selling in the motor trade can be found on our website, simcotraining.co.uk. Go there to get a copy of our book, Words That Sell Cars. Go there to sign up to a free trial of our Sales Fitness online sales training program. Easiest way to get hold of me is Simon Bowkett through LinkedIn. Thank you.